Charged while I'm on it.
And we are live with a NXT TakeOver Respect review. I'm your host, Tony, with my two co-hosts, as always, the bizarre one, Dave and Justin. How are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
I'm doing good.
Okay, well, we're off from the special of NXT TakeOver tonight, where we saw Sasha Banks and Bayley wrestle an Iron Man match. We had the Classic Tournament finals, and Apollo Crews take on Apollo Crews. And then we had what's in Asuka? I can't think of her name. Is it
Asuka.
Asuka? There you go. I wanted to say Asuka. I don't know why.
That's what I said at first too.
Asuka versus oh my gosh,
Dana Brooke.
Brooke,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go. So let's start off with the first match of the night, which was, I believe, it was the tag team tournament match with Balor and Samoa Joe taking on Scott Dawson
Van Wilder.
and Wilder.
Hopefully that's not Van Wilder. That's the name of the movie.
So,
I know it's something.
right. So to cut it short, Balor and Joe got the win. Balor did hurt his leg during the match. They did a chop block on him. They kind of played it up. He did the stomp off the rope, so he ended up getting the victory. So they kind of played it to where Balor's knee was going to maybe come and play later on in the tournament.
Second match.
Well, what did y'all think of the first? What did you think of the opening match? Did you actually enjoy the opening match?
I did, yeah. I thought it was really good, and I especially like Baylor's entrance with the jacket as well. So his entrance with the jacket and the other entrance, I like them both. They did pretty good. Samoa Joe and Baylor is a pretty good tag team. And for some reason, I was thinking that this tournament was for the tag championships. I don't know why. I guess I wasn't paying attention at first, but.
It was alright. Classic mistake. Dave, what did you think? I know you said you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Oh, my battery's about to die, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah, good match. Enjoyed it.
It was Dash and Dawson. Why do we call it? Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a nice little opening match to get things going for NXT. Next, I thought was probably one of the best tag team matches I've seen in quite some time. Which was Dave. You all right over there, Dave? You're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it through.
Hopefully.
Was Corbin and Rhino taking on Jordan and Gable. If you do die, Dave, I'll call you. I thought this match was excellent. I know it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, which was Corbin and Rhino winning, but I thought Gable and Jordan really proved themselves tonight, and I'm hoping that these guys get a nice little push and get into the title picture scene very soon. What are y'all's quick thoughts? We'll go with Justin first.
Yeah, this match I really liked it. I think to me this was probably the second best tag match of the night. Gable and Jordan to me are like the modern day Haas and Benjamin. I guess you could say like more like Team Team Angle. Maybe that might just be me.
No, you're right. I agree with you on that.
But yeah, and even at some point in the match, they were chanting Gable, but to Kurt Angle's theme song.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, great match. They're going to be a good tag team in the future. So.
Dave?
Yeah. I mean, Coney, you know, I feel I was even actually mentioned that to you on Facebook that sounds just like Angle. So I mean, it was good match. I actually thought it was probably. I don't know if it's better, but it was right there. I think with the Joe Balor and whatever the other team is called. I'm not really sure, but Rhino and Corbin. I actually think it was even better than that match, but I'm kind of biased because I really like this team. This is probably my favorite team in NXT right now. And I love that Angle style that they have.
Yep.
You know, I just love the amateur style wrestling, which I'm sure we all do. But I mean, a lot of people like the high paced matches, but I just love how these guys wrestle. It's so fun. The match is really good. I mean, Gable took about most of the match, and like, wow, it was a great match, and the crowd was good tonight.
Yeah, I actually didn't. Like I said, I didn't like who won, but I did enjoy the finish where Corbin caught Gable in the end of days.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I liked how they did that. And I mean, I'm not a fan of Corbin, but he has done some good work.
I think him and Rhino make a good team. I really do.
Yeah, they've done actually Corbin has done a lot better than when he first started.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Rhino and Corbin move on into the finals to take on Balor and Joe. Next match we had was Asuka versus Dana Brooke. And Asuka, man, whew.
Something else.
Yeah,
Wow.
When we finally see her face, I mean, Bayley.
Grandma, I mean, jeez.
It's gonna eventually happen. They're gonna face each other.
Yep.
That's gonna be one hell of. I was gonna say Banks, but I think pretty much Banks is probably done after tonight.
Oh yeah.
And awesome. Anyone, I mean, wow. I mean, that girl is redefining what women wrestling is gonna be. I mean, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of set as a squash match, but not much of a squash because Dana Brooke did get some offense and probably not as much as maybe a lot of people wanted. Asuka looked good. I mean, the counters she was doing, the submissions she was doing.
The old school finisher with the crossface. I mean, or the
chicken wing, yeah.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Al Backlund special.
Yeah, she was very, very good. Very impressive. I mean, I'm not sure who else she may face. I mean, we got what's her face coming up next week? I forgot her name. Nia Jax. I think she's a
huge.
Yeah, she's a huge woman. So kind of awesome, calm built. Now, I'm not sure she'll be as good as a wrestler, but she has her built. So it'll be interesting to see maybe them two go at it. But yeah. Nice little match, nice little debut for Asuka. Next match, we had Apollo Crews, who's definitely the future of NXT and hopefully the WWE, taking on a guy that deserves to be on the main roster as well, and that's Tyler Breeze. Apollo Crews is damn impressive.
He's a badass, yeah.
We saw this man in person, and he was probably one of the most impressive guys I've ever seen because he's built like he couldn't do these moves. The move thoughts, the kicks, the power bomb.
He does them with ease. I mean, it's crazy.
Right. And I thought the match was probably, the match was good for what it's worth. It wasn't probably given a lot of time because they had to, they had to fit the 30-minute Iron Man match in the show, and they still had the finals of the tag tournament. And but yeah, I thought the match was good. I thought, Apollo Crews. I mean, I'm not sure what they're going to do with him because, unless they have him go after Balor, it could happen maybe.
Yeah.
But he hasn't lost a match yet that I'm aware of. And
no, has not.
Curious to see what feud they stick him with next. We'll go with Dave. What did you think of the match?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I thought it was good. Nothing too... he showed his strengths and what he could do, and this dude is unbelievably athletic.
Definitely.
It's crazy. But how long do you keep him there? He's like almost a guy that you almost want to push to the main roster right away because he has the potential of being a superstar, a huge star.
He does. He's very, very good in the ring and
charismatic.
Right. He's very charismatic. That's a good word.
I haven't heard him talk that much. I don't know if he's charismatic, but he hasn't talked much.
I'm talking about like with the crowd, he's crowd pumped and.
Yeah, he's
Lettuce is amazing, but haven't heard him cut too many promos, so I'll see. But other than a few backstage segments, but his in-ring ability is just unbelievable. It's like Shelton Benjamin ability, but Bobby Lashley strength, and built like Bobby Lashley.
It is kind of like he does kind of look like Bobby Lashley a little bit,
Yeah,
but way better of a wrestler. But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they're both different types. They're different styles.
Oh yeah.
More athletic. I think Bobby Lashley is a good wrestler.
I didn't say just because. I'm not saying that he's a bad wrestler because I think Cruz is better, but
I don't know.
I definitely think they just have different styles of wrestling. That's all. You can't really compare the two, honestly.
When you see him, you think he's gonna do like a spear or something, but he doesn't.
Right. So I mean, it's hard. You can't really compare the two, but they do kind of, not because they're black, but they do have similar.
Their
build is similar too.
Yeah, their build is very, very, very similar. But yeah, Apollo Crews, good match. Really looking forward to seeing what they do with him next.
That powerbomb he did was pretty nice too.
Powerbomb. Oh, right. Yeah, the finisher. I don't recall.
It was a weird power bomb.
Yeah, he had him up like he was gonna like put him on his knee and then flipped him.
Yeah, like it was gonna be like, what is it called? Like when they drop you on the knee on your butt.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then he kind of like switched it into a. I've never seen him do that before. Usually what I've seen his finisher was he picks you up.
Like a chair or something.
Like a gorilla press slam and then a standing backflip.
Right. That's at least.
You're talking about the power bomb, aren't you?
No. I'm talking about the move that he usually does. But
moonsault, yeah, that is pretty crazy. But that kick he did was amazing, though.
Yeah, that was loud.
Yeah, and like you said, Dave, he did a really good job selling.
Oh, I know his back. Perfect. We were talking about. I was like, man, Sasha Banks and Apollo Crews, not Creed. Sorry, Apollo Creed, Apollo Crews. His back. Wow. I loved it. That's what's missing from today's WE roster, main roster. I should say. No one sells anymore. I don't mean like Dolph Ziggler doing 50 flips after he gets a super kick, but actually selling a move and an injury. You don't see it.
Rollins does sometimes, but not as much.
No, but they sell moves, but I don't see anybody really selling like a leg injury or a back injury or a hand injury. Now, Bayley did last month, or at SummerSlam, the last TakeOver, but you don't see anybody working with, like the old Bret Hart days when he used to work on your leg, you don't see it anymore. Or that perfect sell that Owen Hart and Bret Hart tag match I had, when Bret Hart and his freaking ankle on his leg, or whatever you want to call it. That was one of the best sell jobs you'll ever see.
Well, selling is a lost art. A lot of people forgot how to do it and just don't do it at all. But tonight, selling was very, very in play, and they did a good job. Let's move on to the next two matches before your stuff dies. We have the finals between Balor, Joe, and Corbin and Rhino, which was a good match. I was maybe expecting a heel turn by Samoa Joe, but we did not get one. I think they didn't really want to ruin the whole Dusty Classic.
Yeah, definitely
not. Balor and Joe get the win. At the end of it, we had Cody Rhodes, Goldust, Cody Rhodes' wife. I'm guessing that's his family. The three ladies that were there, the blonde-headed ladies.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that.
I think one was his sister and one was Goldust's wife, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
No, Goldust's wife is a brunette, and she's kind of Hispanic looking. I've seen her on Twitter. That's the only reason why.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe those were wife, maybe Dusty's sisters, maybe aunts, something like that along the line.
I did like having her introduce this match. That was kind of, and I like how they revealed it. First time you ever heard it revealed really on TV that this is Cody Rhodes' wife.
Yeah,
Just who it
yeah.
was, but that was the first time. I like that. And this
Uh,
is gonna make more people mad because they actually showed Cody Rhodes being Cody Rhodes, and that's what people on the main roster want. They don't like Stardust for some reason.
nah, I mean, you're gonna. If people are upset about him breaking kayfabe and going with him as that, they got issues. I mean,
Yeah.
See Cody Rhodes because they want the Rhodes name to still live on, which it does, but they wanted to go as Cody Rhodes.
right,
I
it would have made no damn sense to him come out there as Stardust.
Yeah, absolutely none at all.
don't mean tonight. This is obviously more about his dad, but I just mean in general.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying if people are upset about that, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it would have made no damn sense for him to go out there as Stardust
Yeah.
and act all silly and like a fool when it's kind of like
Serious.
it's a serious tournament. You know, that's what I see it as. But Fowler and Joe, they get the win. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with these two. Maybe they would get the heel turn maybe next week on NXT or somewhere down the line. But I think if they faced each other, they were the headline match at the NXT Takeover in England. I think
Yeah.
that would be incredible.
Definitely.
And I actually really hope that it does actually happen. But let's move on to the main event, which was Bayley and Sasha Banks in the first ever women's Iron Man match. And I'm not going to try to shit on it or poo-poo on it, but I did think the one in Brooklyn was better.
Yes.
That's my opinion. I mean, you don't have to agree with me on that, but I did think the one in Brooklyn was better. But I did like the match. I did enjoy the match very, very much. I liked the selling. I liked the counters. I liked how Sasha Banks cheated. Her favorite is Eddie Guerrero. She cheats to win.
Yep.
Looks Bayley in the eye to get the first win. I mean, if it was planned or not, her making I think her name is Izzy or Bayley.
Yeah, made her. Yeah.
Making her cry. I mean, that was great. I mean, I just thought the match, the atmosphere, and the emotion played up to the hype that they gave it throughout the weeks. However long they were pushing this match. I thought the match was really good. I preferred the one in Brooklyn better. I mean, I don't really have any problems with the match tonight. I thought the match was good. I don't know if people are upset maybe it didn't go in overtime or if there was too many falls in the match. I thought the match was good. I thought they both busted their ass. I mean, Sasha Banks took a kind of a rough bump at the beginning of the match where she kind of fell on her head and her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And she ended up, rubbing it off and just going. I thought the match was good. I mean, I actually really enjoyed how at the end of the match, the whole roster came out there and pretty much gave them a standing ovation. Triple H came out there with a bouquet of flowers and gave them to each woman. Bayley ended up winning, since I haven't said anything. She wins with via tap. I've never seen her do that submission before.
Yeah, that's new to me. I've not either.
Saturn, a version of that?
I'm sorry?
I said I think it was like a version of the Rings of Saturn.
Kind of, yeah, where she just pulls back. Yeah, it was
Shaking her head. I was like, wow, that was cool.
Yeah, that looked painful. And then 10 seconds runs down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. She puts that submission on her, starts clobbering her in the back of the head, and Sasha ends up not being able to make it to the 0 count and says she gives up. Sasha ends up losing the match. So, I mean, I guess this is her farewell match. Hopefully Vince McMahon wakes his fucking ass up and saw this match.
Yep.
Give Sasha Banks the rightful push that she deserves because, in my opinion, Charlotte is not the rightful champion. It should be Sasha Banks. She's definitely more over than Charlotte, in my opinion.
Hell yeah, by far.
It's just crazy how different women's wrestling is from each show. When you go to Raw, I mean, Raw it's like hit or miss every night. But when you see NXT, it's always on point, even when it's a damn squash match.
Oh yeah.
With Asuka and Dana Brooke. It's just crazy to me.
Hey,
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, before I don't want to make it too long. We'll get y'all's thoughts. Is that Triple H does his little Q&A before every NXT takeover, and I think the question was, why is it so different from NXT and then from Raw? And he was like, kind of said like Rome wasn't built in a day, kind of like referring to as they're trying. That it's not going to be not overnight where you're going to see Raw have this display of great women's wrestling, because most of the great women's wrestlers are in NXT.
Oh yeah.
But I digress. We'll go with Justin first. Your thoughts of the match, and then we'll go to Dave, and then that will be it for tonight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, I myself think that the match from Brooklyn was better. This match was very good. Yeah, I think it ended up being 3-2 with Bayley winning. You got the thumb to the eye. Bayley rolled her up. I think then Sasha made her submit. I think I'm not quite sure, but I mean, yeah, the match was good. They hyped it up good enough where people cared to watch it. The one thing I liked a lot, and this shows how much them two love to be what they're doing, love being wrestlers. When Sasha Banks went up to the deal where all the people were, she basically collapsed. Like Stephanie McMahon had to almost hold her up because she couldn't stand, because she started crying, collapsed. How you know how proud she was to do that, and how proud she was being there with Bayley. So that was probably my favorite part of the whole deal, which was when that happened. And I mean, Bayley's gonna be taken care of on NXT. She's gonna probably hold the title for a little bit. Sasha's gonna do her thing on Raw. So I mean, women's wrestling is looking pretty good right now. But I did like the match from Brooklyn better.
Dave?
I mean, yeah, I mean, women's wrestling is like, huge right now in NXT, but it's just so back and forth. I mean, because yeah, you're like, okay, cool, we got a good 15-minute match on Raw, but it doesn't even compare to any of these women's matches. The first women's match we've seen tonight was awesome. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and then this match, I mean, comparing it to Brooklyn, I mean, to me, it's a different stage and a different level, because that whole NXT show, Brooklyn, I think, was better than SummerSlam, period. And it was better than Night of Champions put together. But, I mean, the whole show itself, I mean, just the two matches alone, I mean, the emotion from Bayley winning the first title,
Yep.
I mean, that will always overshadow a lot of the stuff, or finally doing it. I mean, I really enjoyed this match. I think having the 30-minute time limit kind of knew what kind of pace they were going to go. They took their time, and it just seemed like, okay, it's 30 minutes, so they weren't really doing nothing. And it seemed like they went all out on the first match, and then tonight it was kind of like not so much all out. The match was good. I really enjoyed Sasha Banks selling that hand injury when she was put in the crossface, putting in Bayley, and she couldn't click her hands, and it was just like, and then Bayley bit her hand back, and to me that was just perfect. And I still love this match, and I still love the Brooklyn match. But I mean, still, just the stuff they did in this match, I thought were just perfect on selling. Just perfect. I mean, the whole card wasn't great. It was one of their better specials. But this match, I told Justin, I don't know if you heard me, Tony, but I said they could have done just a 30-minute special with just these two for a 30-minute Iron Man match, and that would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
And the match flew by to me too. Like that 30 minutes went by real quick.
That whole 2 hours went by fast.
Yeah, that too.
It did. So, all in all, overall, I thought, like Dave said, it probably wasn't like the greatest NXT special that they have. But I mean, I think it's in next month that they're having another one, or in 2 months they're having another one.
I think December 12th or 16th or whatever it is.
I mean, they probably didn't want to throw out too much.
Yeah.
Right? And it was basically.
It was a huge stage.
And to me, I think it was more about the Tag Team Classic and the Iron Man match, which I'm totally am fine with. I'm glad that the women actually got the type of respect and no pun intended, that they actually got, and I'm glad they main evented, and I'm glad they tore the house down. And
Yeah, they could do an NXT women's special, and it would just 2 hour special, and I would love it because the women they got in NXT by far way better than the main roster.
right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, hands down. But yeah, so that's our NXT Takeover Respect review. If you want to come back in about 5 minutes, we'll do our quick NFL picks, run through them real quick, and do that for tomorrow night's big game. Not really a big game, but tomorrow night's Colts and Texans game, and then throughout the weekend after that. Yeah, we didn't do a Raw review this past week, and we didn't do one last week. Like I said, if Raw sucks or if Raw's nothing special, we're
Same old.
not going to review them. So if it's the same shit we get next week on Monday night, expect the same thing where we won't review it because there's not.
I'll review October 19th though, 'cause that's supposed to be a big Raw.
Yeah, I mean, but the October 19th Raw is probably a must because that's going to be the Brock Lesnar podcast. And
That's the weekend before Hell in a Cell, isn't it?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be doing that one for sure. But I mean, if next week's Raw is not good, don't expect a review. So we appreciate everybody watching tonight. Like I said, we'll be back in about 5 minutes to do a NFL Pick'em show, and then that'll be it for tonight. So we appreciate everybody for watching, and we'll be back maybe next week with a Raw review. Thanks, everybody.